So I'm in a Discord channel and we're talking about traffic and someone says, hey, could you take a look at my traffic? And I say, sure, go ahead, post some screenshots. He posts some screenshots. We get to talking. He says, hey, you got some ideas? I said, sure, I got ideas. He says, why don't you take a look at my save game? And I said, sure, I'll be happy to take a look at your save game. It's vanilla, right? Oh, yeah, it's mostly vanilla. So great. That's how I got to meet Salt Gamer, the owner of Salt Gaming Hindi, and this is his city here of Lake Valley. We're going to take a look at the traffic. How do we do that? Well, go over here, click on the traffic button. There we are, traffic. Ooh, yikes, it's red in lots of places. Now, when I first saw this number over here, average traffic flow 78%, I thought, well, one way you could improve your traffic is decide 78% is pretty darn good and just stick with that. Salt Gamer said, no, he wants it to be better. He wants the number to be higher. And I went, okay. The first time I ran this and let it run with mods on, the traffic went down to 60% and kept dropping. And I thought, this is horrible, but let me load this up in vanilla. When I load it up in vanilla, it stays at 78%, 79 sometimes. So I thought, well, maybe one way to improve traffic would be just get rid of all your mods. He said, no, not really realistic. And I went, okay, I'll actually do some work here. And so I went to work looking at the red areas and deciding what can we do to fix them. All right, red area number 1 is over here in the forestry area. Now, this looks bad, but I'm thinking, it's not that bad. These are busy roads. If we go ahead and let them drive, let's go ahead and let them drive here. Most of the traffic is moving along. We got this line of trucks here, but sometimes that can't be avoided when you have a layout like this. The way to avoid it would be to have each of these connected not to a main road, but to a side road. For example, if this building faced this road instead of the main road, then trucks that you see pulling in to drop things off wouldn't be dropping off on the main road and blocking a lane of traffic. They'd be on a side road. Yeah, I wanted to fix this, but it's really not that bad. But over here, we see lots of traffic coming down and then coming around and then getting in here and then making this area coming into the industry turn red and then also clog up here into the mix master that he's got. You see how they have to go here, turn around and come back there. All the traffic in town is practically getting forced into here. We do have 1, 2, 3 two-way connections between the east and west part of town. And then on each north-south side, we got 1, 2 over here. And these don't even really connect. There's a gap there. Instead, they've got to go around to get up here. So all this industrial traffic here, trying to get to commercial zones up here, has to go up, around, and up again and across. That's messing up the traffic there. On the east side of town, we have the freeways, but look at these crosses here. These are not good. These are causing big backups. You can see all the trucks and cars trying to turn over, and occasionally you'll see things in one of the outer lanes slow down, and there they are. They're trying to merge in right there. And there we go. And that slows it down. I also noticed while I was over here, all the death care, all the crematoriums and all the cemeteries are on this side of the map. So that means anybody dies, they got to get carted over here. The hearse has got to drive all the way out there and drive all the way back. That's not good for traffic. Death care services need to be distributed across the town. And hey, wait, what's this up here? Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. Toll booths. How much money do you really make from a toll booth? Let's take a look at our economy here. All right, where are we getting our tolls at? 510, 502, something like that. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Look at how much money you're making off of your residential tax rate, which is really high, $210K, and no, you're not getting a lot of money for your tolls. Get rid of them. Those are going to have to go away. What else can we see here? Oh, hey, this bridge. This is the only bridge going across this river. That's why it's extremely busy. we've got to put another bridge across. And maybe what we could do is have something that connects all the way across. Something like that. And maybe make this road go all the way across and through. These long city blocks do force traffic to go a long way before it can make up its mind and turn some other way. If we allowed more east-west connections, we might take a burden off of this one, and we might make it to where this truck traffic is going to flow more easily. So those are the things that I was thinking about. I'm going to load the fix game, and we'll take a look and see how things got fixed. All right, we've got the game loaded, and you may see a few changes right now, but you'll really see them when I turn on the traffic. Whoa, 87%. Well, what were the keys? First of all, the output from the forest industry, rather than force it along the main highway, gave it a bypass. Now it goes directly into the industries demanding it. For the industrial output, we've got this line up here in the middle that allows a direct connection to the highway away from this mixmaster. So trucks will have a time to run up before they have to figure out if they're going to go straight or turn. This allows traffic to flow much more efficiently. Where it did connect before, now we have a tunnel that goes underground and makes a direct connection to the commercial zones up here. It goes right around the office and residential that are over here. It also has a one-way spur that allows connection to this other east-west path, so industrial traffic can go directly across to the commercial zones that are over in this area. Now, the main highway mixmaster here, I added these spur lanes so that way traffic can go make a right turn instead of having to get into this mix and go tangle with the roundabout here that's going to go on. This area here where there is a U-turn is still heavily used. I tried to take that away and it just made things worse. Leaving it in, they were fine. But when I left it in, I did straighten out the corners here. On the other one, this road was actually coming in and kind of like going in this way. So in order to turn, you'd have to turn way less than 90 degrees. But by making the turns obtuse instead of acute, the traffic will flow better. So that's why there's less congestion over here. I did add another east-west connection between the parts of town, and this one actually goes all the way across to Tram City. Now, I'll confess, when I first put it in, it was a 6-lane road, and traffic got horrible in this area, especially in this band. By knocking it down to just 4 lanes on this road, this one stayed 6, and this one became 4. Suddenly, the cars stayed off of this road and stayed on the 6-lane. The reason? 4-lane roads have a default speed of 50. If we take a look here, there you go. 6-lane have a default speed of 60. So the traffic algorithm says stay on the faster road until you have to turn off. When these were all 6 lanes, then traffic would come here, go down that way, turn over here, turn up this way, and come in that way. That made a lot of congestion. By making this 4 lanes, now the traffic stays on the 6-lane road and then makes a turn and comes in this way. So it uses less of the main roads and more of the side roads. Incidentally, these side roads really should be 2 lanes, but I didn't want to rip everything out. As it is, we see a lot more orange on the road and a lot less red. Orange means the road is being used. Red means it's either heavily used or it's getting congested. If we see red, but there's traffic going through, that's okay. It's being used. The traffic does flow. If it's orange, even better. You'll also see that I made some highway entrances and exits that allow the traffic to not have to utilize this main intersection here, but instead connect here in the north part of town or in this middle part of town, or exit in either of these locations, and allow traffic to run more intelligently. You'll see that these areas are orange in color, so they are being well used. And I also got rid of the toll plazas. They weren't needed at all. For the death care, let's take a look at death care, where we had all of those crematoriums and cemeteries. Now there are much fewer of them in this area, and the rest have been spread out across town which means that the death care traffic doesn't have to drive as far as it used to. You'll also see that these crematoriums and cemeteries are on their own little spur. So a hearse will come out of here, turn, do a U-turn, come back out, get on the main street, and just keep going. And when a hearse is coming in, it will not be slowing down the traffic behind it because it's on this spur road. The same principle I have over here in this industrial area. These processing buildings are on side roads, so traffic that turns in to make a delivery doesn't block the main flow of traffic that's on this outer road here. This is how I like to set up industry. It works. And the traffic there, let's take a look. It's nice and green with a little bit of orange. Much better usage than on the forest area. I didn't feel like redoing the entire forest area, so I just left it the way it was. Back over here, we got rid of all the connectors that went directly across the freeway. Now it's a limited access road. There is still connection from these roads in and out of the one-way areas, but we no longer go across town by going through the freeway traffic. We go under it now. The natural lay of the land is a hill, so let's make that to our advantage and allow the traffic to go in and then come back up. With this, we have some heavier usage on this road, but that means less red on the other one. And the traffic gets to where it needs to go very nicely. You'll see also that these are 4-lane roads, so we don't have traffic coming off of the freeway and thinking it's going to get an easy ride on here. Instead, it will only go here if it has to, and that makes for better traffic. We added the bridge, we added the east-west road, we added the exits and entrance ramps, we fixed the interchange, we got rid of the crossovers, spread the cemeteries all around town, fixed the industry area somewhat so that we have a direct connection to the commercial, and we have this pipeline here that's away from the mixmaster so they can enter there, and a direct connection between the forest area and the industry. That takes about everything that I did here. Are there more changes that can be made? Sure, probably so. But is it good enough here at 87%? Yes. And Salt Gaming also said it was good enough, so that's fine with me. He's happy, I'm happy, and I really was happy to be able to work on this and play around with it. This was done 100% vanilla. There were no mods or tricks or anything else going on in here. This is pure vanilla play, and making the traffic work out was very satisfying for me. Oh, wait, I forgot one more thing. You see how these don't connect to this road here? That allows for free movement of traffic without anybody slowing down for a turn. Getting rid of those connections on my main road allowed it to go faster. Where could I make this happen better? All along here, we could knock out a few roads and limit it to just 1 or 2 main roads for the connection. That will allow it to move faster. Just another thing to think of. Knock out those connections. Okay, now I've done all the tricks and tips that I came here to give. And I hope you learn from it. I hope you're happy. If there's anybody coming here from Salt Gaming Hindi, Bahut shukriya for coming by. Aapke se hai. And I hope you're all bahut acha. And if you don't speak Hindi, well, it's just wishing them all well and hoping they're doing well. I learned Hindi from Bollywood films, and anyway, there's a whole story there. If you want to find out, please come find me on Discord, and I'll be happy to chat some more. But until next time, this is Mr. Dean teaching about traffic, and I hope you have happy city painting.